Hi, it's Kate Brownfield from ADHDkidscanthrive.com. Thank you for listening and thank you for all of your support for this podcast. I love hearing from you and the impact that one episode made on you, or you're listening to one at a time, little by little, and the positive impact it is having on influencing and integrating into your parenting so you and your child may thrive. So for that, I am very thankful. This will be the last episode of the ADHD Kids Can Thrive podcast in 2024. It will return in January 2025 with an incredible lineup of experts and advocates in ADHD. In the meantime, you can find me through the ADHD Kids Can Thrive network on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or via my email list. I wanted to tell you a little bit about myself. I have been a student of ADHD for over 23 years now. Really not by choice, but by being a parent of raising kids with ADHD. And this has absolutely transformed my life in many ways, mostly for the better. I am an ADHD parent coach, and I do offer one-on-one sessions for parents who are looking for more education, understanding, or support and guidance through a crisis. So if you're interested or seeking out support, you can email me at adhdkidscanthrive@yahoo.com for a free 20-minute session to just see if it's a good fit or not. My mantra for 2 decades, through incredible insights and wisdom and education that was passed on to me, led me to this mantra that you absolutely have to believe your ADHD child can thrive and to never give up on that vision. It is absolutely a dance of nuance for parents, but in the end, you can either choose to allow the neurodiversity within your child to either destroy your child, your family, your parenting journey, or you can allow it to transform you, your child, and your family life for the better. There is absolutely no right way or wrong way of being in this world. And I do want to remind you that your ADHD child can absolutely thrive. They need their parents and their caregivers on board for this journey. So welcome aboard and enjoy the ride. Okay, so let's get started. Today I'm your guest on the ADHD Kids Can Thrive podcast, and we're going to talk about parent prep for the holidays. The holidays are coming, and it can be a tricky time of year of hills and valleys, so to speak. Let's start with, why are the holidays a tricky time for kids who struggle with ADHD? Number one, kids with ADHD have a hard time regulating themselves and their emotions. They have sensitive nervous systems. Their nervous systems are pretty much all the time responding to the environment around them. And they can respond neutrally, positively, or negatively. So let's take a look and think about all the different feelings that may happen during this holiday season. I'm going to name just a few feelings that may be coming up inside your child or yourself. And just be aware of these feelings. There's a million different ways to describe feelings, but a few that I will call out that come up during this time of year is excitement, fear, anticipation, and joy. And these can be big feelings that come up, and it can be a lot. Overstimulation and understimulation can occur during this time of year. And too much of a good thing can simply be too much. And too much of nothing going on can be too much as well. Overstimulation can come from holiday parties, a lack of routine or a different schedule. Understimulation can mean really laying around with nothing to do and not really stimulating our nervous system in a more routine way, can also have negative consequences. And when these things kind of start to happen little by little, right, frustration and anger can come roaring out, both in parents and in children. Number two, when the holidays are here, the routine of life has changed. You and your kids may be sleeping in and staying up late. Maybe they're not sleeping in and they're staying up late. Sleep is very important. And when that routine of sleep changes, it disrupts life. Increased screen time due to more downtime in life and less structured days changes the routine, can change our moods, can change kind of how our nervous system is reacting in the world day by day. We tend to consume more sugar and processed foods during the holidays. And we also we tend to have like irregular meal times. So if we're trying to eat with friends or family, or mom and dad want a break from cooking, all these irregular meal times affects everything. So be aware of that. Lazy days, travel, bad weather, all leads to less physical activity, which affects our nervous systems when we're moving and being less active. Number three, transitions can be hard for kids who struggle with ADHD. An unknown schedule or a different schedule or a lack of schedule can increase anxiety. The unknown or the different is hard. Number four, socializing beyond your comfort zone for kids with ADHD can be exhausting. Small talk can be boring. It can be mind-numbing for kids with ADHD. Meeting new people can be hard for kids with ADHD. So think about the holidays. Kids tend to reconnect with extended family, if you're lucky or not so lucky, depending on how you look at it. That meeting new people that aren't maybe necessarily interesting to you, who want to have small talk, are hard, can be hard for ADHD kids to stay engaged and stimulated, which makes it hard. So just be aware of that. That may be making things harder when we expect our kids to hold small talk and meet new people. It doesn't mean that they shouldn't be exposed to those kind of skill building opportunities. We'll get into it shortly on how you can support them. Okay, so let's make a plan. Parents need to make a plan. Let's make a plan as parents to help ourselves and our children with ADHD do a little better during this time of year. Number one, this is for parents. All my advice is for parents. Build a schedule that includes the chunks of time for the day that include when is the downtime, when is the screen time. My advice would be to limit the screen time. It shouldn't be all day, every day for the entire holiday break. Keep healthy foods going as much as you can on a regular basis and add movement into the day. Number two, get your child's extended family and others on board with what it means to have ADHD during the holidays. It's hard for an ADHD child to act like a typical child. So expectations are going to be different during this time of year. Every ADHD child is different. ADHD kids and their families are not monolithic, right? We share traits that make the diagnosis of ADHD what it is, but those dynamics are going to be very different from kid to kid and family to family. So use your discernment to take this advice I'm giving you and apply it in a way that works in a positive way inside your family. So when you're setting expectations, think about kind of what are those family values, the boundaries you want to set up, and the expectations you want to have of your children during this time. And just make sure these are expectations that they are able to meet, right? So make sure you're meeting where your child's where they're at in life right now. Let's not overdo it in what we're expecting from our kids. And inside this too, if you're really close with your extended family and you're going to be spending time with them, it could help you to help them get on board on what their role is with your child with ADHD. So empower them to be loving and kind grandparents and aunt and uncles, cousins, whatever you feel like, empower them that their job is to be loving and kind during this time to your child. And let them know that if any or atypical behavior, discipline issues show up, they should come find you, mom, dad, or caregiver, right? And you'll come help navigate the situation. Number 3, set your child up for success during this time. Let them know what is going to go on for the day, every day, if you need to. Remember, kids with ADHD only see now and not now. And not now could be 5 minutes from now. It could be 30 minutes from now. It depends on how old your child is, where they are in their life and their stage of maturity. So be aware of that and set them up for success by letting them know every day what is going on. Make it big and visual. Hang it up in a place like at the table, the breakfast table, so everybody in the family can see it, and it's like, here's what's happening today. It's visual. We can see it. We keep going back to this area. Maybe it's a big wall space inside your kitchen. Everybody seems to go to the kitchen at least once during the day. So wherever that is in your house, put it there. Remind your child, appeal to all their senses to engage with the schedule for the day. You will want to review behaviors that are going to be expected of your child during that time. And you also want to review behaviors that may be unexpected. So let's say, for example, your child and your family's going to grandmother's house for dinner. On the way or before you even leave, pick the time. Review with your child what you expect of them during that holiday dinner with grandma, if you will. So it may be like, hey, when we get to grandma's house, I want you to go in and say hello to grandma and thank her for inviting you. Give her a hug and a kiss, and then you can go hang out with your siblings and your cousins, right? And then when we're done with dinner, it'd be nice if you thank grandma for the meal, right? Those are expected behaviors, reminding you're having a discussion with your child about what is expected from their behavior during that time. And then you also want to review some unexpected behaviors that may come up. These unexpected behaviors will vary kid by kid, right? You know what those little pitfalls are that may come up. So, for example, I'm just going to go back in my own parental journey, right? You may want to say like, hey, child, right? It's inappropriate, no matter how irritated you get at your sister, to throw a cheese cube across the table at her, right? So what are some other ways that we can handle that if our sister's frustrating us at the holiday dinner table, right? And then walk through that. Or you may say to your daughter, I know you find these, dinner kind of sitting there for a long period of time, talking to everybody kind of boring, but it's unexpected if you continue to play footsie with your brother under the table to get him fired up, right? What's something else you can be doing when you need to be fidgeting at the dinner table besides fidgeting with your little brother during that time? What are some other things we can do? Napkins are great fidgets. It's a way you can do all kinds of fun things with the napkin if you want. It's a great fidget at the dinner table. Okay, and then number 4, sounds like a cliche, but I couldn't be more serious. As parents of ADHD kids during the holiday season, you absolutely have to breathe. You have to get grounded. You have to find calm. And the ways that it makes, do whatever you need to do within reason, right? That makes you feel grounded and calm for this time in life. And even if it's just to get you through the next couple of hours, this is very, very important. Things may go sideways during this time of year. And just know that they're going to go sideways and you're going to have to deal with it. And that's okay. You will get through this. Okay. Try to rely. Hopefully these strategies I've given you will help you and help things go better. And when all else fails, it's absolutely okay to say, we're just going to break from each other and have a lazy day or have a lazy half day and then regroup and move forward again. So anyway, I hope this advice helps you. May you have a very happy holiday season. I'm incredibly thankful for all kids with ADHD and their families. And remember the mantra that an ADHD child can indeed thrive.